G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and we've moved into the Ultra League. I'm going to jump into the Premier Cup, and as you can see, running my old team of Gallade, Lapras and Alolan Muk. So let's see if we don't need to invest any stardust and can compete in Season 6. So, on the lead I've got Gallade into Swampert. So interesting that it's a water gun Swampert. My Gallade running Leaf Blade in close combat, so quite good. They've swapped into the Gengar, so instantly want to swap out. So I was a little bit slow, but managed to catch this Shadow Punch because I was a little bit slow swapping. So I was able to catch the Shadow Punch on the Lapras. No need to shield this up, and then look to farm all of the way down. So was expecting them to bring out the Swampert, but I guess neither of them are very good options against a Lapras, so going to be throwing just straight up Surfs, looking to do as much damage as I can here. So for this one I will put my second shield in and we'll see what they want to do. So looking to try and get to the Surf before they're able to get to another Blast Burn and able to do so, and then they're going to be able to charge me down, which is unfortunate. I'm going to come out with the Alolan Muk because obviously they've got the Swampert in the back, and I do not want my Gallade to be absolutely destroyed by it. So what I'll do here is swap straight into the Gallade. It's got the move charged, and then throw that straight away, and that will be good game because Swampert cannot handle anything grass. Grass is just going to tear through that mud boy. So that's a good game there. So first game did all right. Managed to maintain alignment pretty well. And got the win there. So in the second game, Venusaur into Gallade, so really good for me because of the typing. So the psychic confusion damage is going to be super effective against the poison that is Venusaur. They swap into Charizard. I swap into Lapras, and then going to look to shield up this first one because they also committed a shield, so shield up, and it is a Blast Burn, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, they're able to get to another move. I'm not going to worry about it, and it is just the Dragon Claw. So should be able to shield up, get to my charge moves faster than they are able to, and then out comes the Venusaur. For this one, it's going to throw the Frenzy Plant. I'm going to let this go. No point shielding this up, and I'm going to come in with the Gallade. They make a quick swap, and then I swap into swapped into the Alolan Muk there. So really what I should have done is left the Gallade into Swampert rather than swapping in, because Alolan Muk has such a good matchup against Venusaur. That would have been the play, but there, don't throw a charge move because I wasn't going to get to 2, and look to fast move farm all the way down and get the win. So that was a mistake. So it was just a quick swap as they swapped out because I wanted to match up alignment, but it did have a better matchup against the. So it would have been better to leave the Gallade in that instance and not swap out. So just be careful when you're making quick swaps. But that is second game in, and just got to start getting used to it again. And we'll see how we go in this third one. So Dragonite on the lead. Horrible lead for me. So what I want to do here is swap into Alolan Muk, and I was hoping that they would switch out, and then I could potentially line up the Lapras against this thing in future. Unfortunately, they don't look to be swapping out, which is not ideal for me, and they've shielded up, so that's really interesting there. So going to let this go, and it's going to then take me out, and I'll be able to bring in Lapras. So what I should have done there is let my switch clock count down, because obviously they hadn't switched, so they could instantly swap out into the Empoleon, which is not ideal for me, but that's absolutely fine. So for this, I'm going to need to shield this up. A Drill Peck is going to do a lot of damage to the Gallade, and then what I want to do is, shield again. I want to over farm a little bit here, fake the close combat, but throw the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade at this range is probably going to do almost full damage anyway, which it does, and then I'm able to fast move farm it down. Let's see what comes out next. Out comes the Dragonite, so I'm just going to throw the close combat here and let it take me out. So it decides not to shield that up, which is interesting, and then get a little bit of lag, which is not ideal, and it is throwing a move. It is just a Dragon Claw, so not going to do a huge amount of damage to me, and then out comes the Gyarados, so again, nice little bit of a lag spike there as well. Want to use the shield, so throw the Surf, and then wanted to use the Ice Beam, but wasn't able to get there. So, good game right there. Not able to take that win. So, had I swapped to the Lapras against the Dragonite, they would have brought out their Empoleon straight away. The big mistake that I did there was I left my... I swapped straight back in with Lapras against the Dragonite when my switch clock wasn't up. I should have waited for it. So, again, on the lead, we've got Swampert, so they swap straight out. I'm going to swap into my Alolan Muk, and they've gone straight for the close combat, which is good for them, and we'll see what they want to do here. So, got the Dark Pulse off, and I've shielded that up, so interesting, and I am able to get to another Dark Pulse before they're able to get to a second move, and they've thrown a second shield in, and they're looking to be able to farm me all the way. Well, they're going to look to throw moves on me here, and so what I'm going to do here is swap out and catch the Charizard onto the Lapras. So instead of letting the Gallade go down, what they wanted to do was swap into the Charizard, which obviously has such a good matchup against Gallade. Unfortunately for them, it does mean that now I've got a shield advantage. They locked switch advantage in for me as well, and then I've got some energy on the Gallade. So obviously what I wanted to do there was wind the clock down, instantly swap in, and then throw that charge move. Out comes their Gallade, and I'm going to be able to get to my charge move before they are. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate for them. I was able to counter fairly well. Used those two shields early on the Gallade to try and bring it back, but was able to take that win fairly comfortably in the end with a shield in hand and farm down with the Gallade there. Well, so Machamp on the lead, great for me. Let's see how long it lasts before they switch out. There they go. So switched into the Empoleon, and there I've swapped into Lapras, which is not ideal. Really not ideal. The Drill Peck is going to be doing a reasonable amount of damage, yeah, so in this situation, should have swapped straight into the Alolan Muk. And the reason I've gone for Lapras is because I've sort of looked and went Machamp. I don't want my Lapras matched up against Machamp, so I'm going to swap into the Lapras, and that sort of biased me into getting the Lapras done. So they've Hydro Cannon me here, and it isn't quite enough to take me out, so I do still win switch advantage. Out comes the Machamp. This time I am letting my switch clock count down. I'm going to throw my move straight away. I am expecting them to shield that up and switch out of there. They looks like they're staying in and possibly froze. So going to throw the Rock Slide, which is fine, and then they've left the game. So possibly they were trying to leave the game anyway, and just happened to throw a Rock Slide. So able to go 4-1 in that set. So first set in the Ultra League, which is really nice, and we'll jump into the second set and running the same team. So that's Gallade with Confusion, Close Combat, Leaf Blade. Lapras running Ice Shard, Surf, and Ice Beam, and Alolan Muk running Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Gunk Shot. And the reason I run Ice Beam on Lapras, so really good lead for me. Oh, and off they go. So don't know what they had in the back, but that was a very, very quick game. So that's the team. And the reason I run Ice Beam on my Lapras rather than Skull Bash is because I like the coverage against Venusaur, basically. So I do run into quite a few Venusaur, and if they no-shield an Ice Beam on a Venusaur, and it is absolutely spectacular when you switch in a Lapras and they switch in a Venusaur, they're not expecting the Ice Beam, so it just absolutely shreds if they do not shield that thing up. So that's why I like Ice Beam on my Lapras. So Lapras on leading for the opponent there. I'm going to throw the Surf straight away. I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade, and then it gets out of there. So I want to swap into my Lapras, and I'll be able to farm this down. So no need to shield this. And it's going to do quite a lot of damage, Hurricane, but I do have a move charged. So let's see what comes in. It is the Venusaur, so I'm just going to throw this Ice Beam. Let's see if they shield, and unfortunately they do shield. So that's unfortunate for me, and I do get to a Surf, so it would have been ideal to be able to throw a Surf followed by an Ice Beam, because that would have taken it out at that range. But they are able to charge some energy there. So I bring in my Alolan Muk, because like I said, Alolan Muk's going to have a really good matchup with the Alolan Muk, really good matchup against Venusaur because it does resist its moves. And let's see what they want to do here. So unfortunately, getting a massive spike of lag. So really hoping that they're not just taking me out here. Waiting, but I mean, they're in, I assume, the same situation. So the problem here is this was a very comfortable win for me. So I've burnt their last shield, perfect. Be able to farm this down, throw another charge move on the Venusaur, and then and not shield anything more on the Gallade if I don't have to, and then be able to bring in Alolan Muk to take out the Venusaur. So what I was hoping here was 2 little fast moves, 3 little fast moves to take out this Lapras. Unfortunately, it's got to a charge move, so I don't know what happened there. So we'll have to shield this up. I do not need a shield for the Alolan Muk. So it is 2 fast moves there. Venusaur will come out, and as you can see, my timer is counting down. So I do want to throw my charge move just because I saw the timer counting down, and if I get all this lag, if I've got 2 Pokemon left and they've got 1, I'm in a good spot, and time is up, and I win the game. So from a very comfortable win, I don't know what that lag was doing, but was still able to win the game fairly well in the end, which is very good. So into Lucario. So not too bad. It's going to be doing neutral damage. So my confusion's neutral damage just because of the steel typing along with the fighting typing, and I have shielded the power-up punch, so that's really unfortunate for me. I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade, and I do get a shield, which is good, and then going to throw another Leaf Blade straight away because I do not want them getting to another charge move and having to make that call. So they've let that one go, and that's happy days for me. Out comes the Slowbro. So going to throw another Leaf Blade here and look to charge this down. So this is looking pretty good for me, and they swap into a Bomber Snow. So for this one, I'm going to come in with my Snorlax here. With my Lapras here. Energy Ball, as you can see, does huge amounts of damage. They've got no shields, so I am going to throw the Ice Beam, and does a powerful amount of damage. Unfortunately, because it is ice typing as well, it's only neutral, ice and grass, and then they throw a charge move and do absolutely no damage. Out comes the Slowbro again. I'm going to throw another Ice Beam just to do a little bit of chip damage, and then swap straight into my Alolan Muk here. They don't have a move that's going to do enough damage to KO, and it is an Ice Beam, so absolutely nothing. But I might as well shield that up. I've got the shield, and then I'll be able to throw the Dark Pulse here and take it out fairly comfortably. And that's a really nice, solid win. So happy with that one. So I was able to match up pretty well there. Unfortunately, they did bait me with the power-up punch at the start, but because I was able to get to 2 Leaf Blades, it didn't actually work out too badly. On the lead, another fighter on the lead in Blaziken, so they swap into Swampert here, and I want to catch a Hydro Pump, and I'm able to do so. And now I'm just going to look to throw these Surfs as quickly as possible and take this out. So Surf's going to be doing neutral damage because of the water ground typing. Again, if this is Earthquake, it's not going to take me out. I'm not going to shield. It is the Earthquake. It gets me very, very low. And so what I want to do here is make sure they don't get to another Hydro Pump and cause me stress about taking me out. So able to take that one out. And out comes the Sceptile, and I really wanted to get to that Ice Beam and absolutely destroy it, but unfortunately wasn't able to do so. So I'm going to bring out Alolan Muk because the Poison typing is going to resist any of the Grass type moves. Aerial Ace doesn't get stab and just does no damage whatsoever. I'm going to switch into the Gallade because they've tried to swap into the Blaziken. Going to throw the Leaf Blade because I was fully expecting them to shield that up. They've still got 2 shields and they've got to use them somehow. And there's the Blast Burn, so good for me. Out comes the Sceptile, and I'm going to throw another Leaf Blade here, see if I can grab their second shield. Not able to do so, but for this, I'm going to let this go. It's going to be another Aerial Ace. It's going to be super effective and take it out, but then I'm going to be able to come in and farm down with the Alolan Muk. Obviously, they knew that, saving up to and just left the game there. So really good game there. What I was doing there, I had energy to throw, but obviously they had a shield left, so I wanted to have back-to-back Dark Pulses so I could throw one, shield, throw the second if they decided to shield that up. So on the lead for this one, got the mirror match. And so what you want to do here is try and get an extra confusion in. I wasn't quite able to do it. Well, I wasn't able to do it at all, so not ideal. And then it looks like they've got an extra confusion in as well, which is not ideal. So they're going to shield that up, which is fine, but I'm able to get to a Leaf Blade before they're able to. Let's see if they want to double shield this. They do not. So out comes their Empoleon, and can I get to another Leaf Blade? I can't, which is really unfortunate. Empoleon there, so what I will bring is Alolan Muk. So not going to be ideal because they're going to be throwing those Hydros. So the Hydro Cannon does do quite a lot of damage to this. So Empoleon is probably one of my weaker opponents when I can't get my Gallade matched up against it. So what I wanted to do there is sack swap, catch the charge move, which I was able to do, and then look to throw as many Surfs as possible onto the Magnezone. So I'm going to no shield this, and I'm hoping it's a mirror shot, which it is. So that's really good. Unfortunately, they debuffed me, so my attack has fallen. So that's really unfortunate. Here, I'm going to let this go. Wild Charge does come through. Unfortunately, I've got 2 Dark Pulses saved, and as it turns out, I should have shielded up the Wild Charge on the Lapras, because then I could have potentially put in a little bit more work against it. So bit of a misplay there by me, but still able to go 4-1 in that set and get up into rank 11. So slowly ranking up, which is good, and 67 out of 95 wins, so happy days. So hopefully that was useful for someone. Thank you very much for watching, and as it shows, this team I've been running for a few seasons now. It still works. You don't need to expend a lot of Stardust, a lot of candy to get some wins on the board. Get your team solid, and they'll still work in most scenarios. I do look forward to running a few of the new Pokemon soon though, so keep your eye out. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.